Hello, welcome back if you're not new, and welcome if you're new. Yeah, it's another real time drawing. This time I'm using oil pastels because I felt like it, and also because I don't have any markers which aren't streaky and gray and bad and bleh and bleh. So I'm using oil pastels because I wanted to do a bigger drawing than I usually been doing this last couple of days, and I just wanted to make a video because I had the time. I'm currently waiting between shifts because I had an early morning shift about 5 hours, and now I have an late afternoon till evening to evening shift, which is about 2.5 hours, you know, 3 hours, something like that. Um, yeah, that's what I'm using my weekend on. Of course, I've had about a 5 hour, I'm going to have about a 5 hour break overall between the shifts. So it's not bad at all. It's pretty good. So I made a drawing and I've been chilling. I've been talking with my mom. I've been, you know, painting a little bit. But I'm just the tiniest little details I'm still focusing on, and stuff that can't be rushed because I want it to be completely dry before I do the finishing touches. I'm not going to record it because there's so little to do, but of course I'm going to show it to you at the end of the video. Not this video, but the painting video, if that makes sense. Yeah, but it will be here soon. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've made a real-time video, and it's also been a long time since I used oil pastels and just generally did some stuff. Yeah, but I tried using this marker here to do like the grayscaling and the coloring. It's kind of putting some effort into it, but it was working fine here, but it quickly became very gray and dull and streaky. So I was like, yeah, not gonna work. So as you can see from the thumbnail, I used another oil pastel color, purple. But yeah, that's great though. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys are doing well too. I'm chilling. The weekend has been, it's just started. I guess it started yesterday, but it didn't. I also worked yesterday. Yeah. But I haven't done that much. I'm not going to be able to do so much because tomorrow I have two shifts as well. I have what is it called? I have a 7 a.m. after midnight till 14, so 2 o'clock, which means I have 7 hours in the morning, and then I have 2.5 hours in the evening as well. But it's all right. It's gonna be good money. I think this weekend alone, or this like from Friday till Sunday, this weekend I've had about 21 hours, or I'm gonna have about 21 hours of work time, and that's quite a lot for a part-time job, but it's also fine because life is expensive. Being a student is expensive, and if I want to save a lot, I gotta earn a lot. So that's kind of my main focus. And especially because I'm doing nothing this weekend, like absolutely niche. Nothing overall. That's sometimes that's great. And of course, I'm still doing something. I'm working, but for me, working is not something that I count as productive or fun. It's a thing I do because I make money. Of course, I have a really good job compared to a lot of my friends. I don't have a bad job. I have a fine job. At least a fine part-time job. I wouldn't be doing this full-time, to be honest. But um, I will say I don't want to work. Like, who wants to work really? but what would you do with your life then? So yeah, but it's good. It's all good. I still have time to paint, draw. But next week I only have one shift in the weekend as well. Whereas like these people who didn't want to work all summer break, like I had so many shifts and I made a really nice amount of money from my part-time job here, which I'm still working at, last summer because nobody wanted to work. But now that we're in, you know, what is it called? Actual school days and just a normal, you know, life, people don't want to work all of a sudden, which I think is, it's not annoying, but it's like, okay, so you didn't want to participate in the summer break because you had better things to do or you couldn't or whatever. So now I'm forced to nearly only work weekends because you guys just take all the shifts. Fine. Whatever. Is what it is. But I've heard a little bird talking about that we might get, you know, instead of we having to bid on shifts like we do now, we will maybe get, a plan. What does it mean? Like, so that not every Sunday, but every Wednesday I work, and every Monday a different person works, or whatever, like something like that, so that we kind of get a more rigid schedule, which I actually would be in favor of because I want to be sure that I get at least, well, it's not like at least an amount, but just that I'm pretty sure I earn money, because I'm sure one of these months I'm not going to make enough. Well, no, it's not enough, but like enough to where I have to save, like be really frugal. And I am being frugal. Like, don't get me wrong, I am being frugal like most people my age, at least more than most people my age. But gas for my car costs money, and I am not gonna compromise on my art stuff. That's still like, that's a luxury, I know, but that's an important luxury for me. I don't have to buy new clothes all the time. I don't have to buy this and that, and I can, not buy lunch in the cafeteria and make my own lunch and all these things, of course. But there's also just a point to where it's like, if I wanted to work and I couldn't, I would be even more mad about it. I think my dad is mowing the lawn, so if you can hear it in the back, I'm sorry, but that's just how it is when I'm recording a voiceover in the car. Yeah, as I was saying, so I really hope we get kind of a rigid schedule where we have our days, or whatever you want to call it, and then the weekend go on, like, so it's not the same person every weekend, but it's like every third weekend or whatever I have it, or every fifth, or however it is, so that we have to like, switch the shift between ourselves, or take them from each other, uh, instead of this, like, just some people just taking all the shifts, and sometimes there being too many shifts, and sometimes there being no shifts at all, at least for everybody. So it's just, that could be cool. That would be nice, and that would solve headaches for my boss, which I don't really care about solving, but it would also solve small headaches for me about, thinking, or at least wanting a little bit of financial security. Secure. How do you say it? Security. That's how you say it. Yeah, just kind of want to be sure, or at least have an idea of what I'm gonna make every month, because everybody wants to be pretty sure of that. Financial security is a really nice thing. Yeah. Anyway, drawing is looking really nice. I really like this face, very expressive. And the gray, the bluish gray really did well here. It just was basically drying out at this point. So I switched to purple, which I think I'll do any minute now, but I'm not sure. I can't remember much from it. I drew this a couple of hours earlier, but yeah, I think did I know that's still the black one. But yeah, I'm definitely going to use more oil pastel in this book, I think, because it's actually really great when I have more what is it called, more space to draw with. Using oil pastels and charcoal is great, like really great. Or also the brush pen was great, as long as that lasted with the larger canvases and papers. I'm definitely gonna do some of that. But yeah, finishing up some shadows and filling in some dark spots. Just doing whatever, really. It's a bunch of like, my art is really just a bunch of doing whatever I want and seeing how, what it does and what happens. And a bunch of faces, a whole lot of faces. Yeah, I guess that's just part of it. Yeah. The channel has been doing pretty badly recently. I don't know what it is. Like, I've been uploading frequently, and I don't think the videos haven't gone down in quality. Of course, they haven't gone up, I think, either. But I don't know what it is. There's been something with the channel, I think, and with the views in general, but I'm not sure. But it's not like it was gonna affect anything. It's not like I was making anything, or I was getting very close to some big goal. But it's been weird because I have more subscribers than ever, but my views are further down than they was before. And that's weird. That's a little bit, it's annoying in a way, because it's not that I was like, it's just nice to see the improvement, but when improvement doesn't happen, it gets a little bit discouraging. But it's okay, because it's just numbers on a screen at this point. But I don't know what it is. But I've watched some other videos from other creators where they spoke about having like the same issues, and feeling like, looking into their analytics, and because they're so much larger than my account, they can see much more data, and they could see that people watching on their computers or PCs or laptops were dramatically down from the 10th of August, and they're still down, which is weird, because there's like, yeah, of course that could happen, but it's very specifically only that is down. And that's just strange. But it could be something to do with the algorithm or whatever. But I'm just ready for my painting to be ready, so I can upload it to a certain short form content place, which you all know because people are really nice there. So, yeah. And maybe I should just show my drawings there. I could do that as well. I don't know. I want to do both. I really do. But I do think that making a video every day can be challenging. It can also be great, but it can also be challenging when a video does less than I would reach with just doing one a week. But yeah. I don't really know though. I have ideas how to make it better and make cooler videos, but it requires a studio, my own studio. And that's not really a thing right now. So, yeah, we'll see. We will see. But yeah, I'm really filling in the purple here. Really, the purple and the black goes really well because they're so saturated. Like the black is really dark. Like it's great. It's a really great black, this one, oil pastel one. But the purple is great as well. It's a very dark yet very saturated color. And I can also go more light with it when I press down less. Surprise, surprise. That's how oil pastels work. But it's just a great example of how oil pastels can work. See, I almost forgot how nice they were to work with if I really took the time to do it. And I think there's a lot of art tools where I have a perception of them, how they are, they're bad or they're good or whatever, where it mostly depends on how much time I give it and how much focus I give it. I'm kind of doing a circle on the forehead. It doesn't really represent anything or something. I just think it's cool to have it highlighted in a way. Yeah. But I guess you get the gist of the drawing here. It's very nearly finished. But yeah, I think it's great. I think this is a really nice drawing. I would say so. And what else would be really nice is if you guys liked and subscribed and maybe threw in a little comment if you wanted to. And especially thank you for watching all the way through this real-time video. Thank you guys. Love you. Have a nice day, night, whenever you're watching this. Bye-bye.